Hell yeah, we can challenge for a league title.
What's up, Tifos? It's a live show. It's a pre-match show. It is Saturday the 3rd. Charlotte FC at Columbus tonight. Kickoff in about 15 minutes or so. Danny and I are here to take you towards kickoff. We've seen the lineup, Danny, so let's just hit the Tifos with the starting lineup and let's break it down.
Let's do it, baby. Diani comes in. No Pep Biel. Diani comes in. That's the headline. And that means Brandt Bronico is going to be playing up front. They've got this as a 4-3-3 on SofaScore. If you looked at it on the Charlotte FC Twitter post lineup, it's more of a 4-4-2. Brandt Bronico will be playing up top, making it happen. And let BB cook. Let BB cook in the offensive end, baby. It's finally time. Like, I feel great, Johnny. And it's great to be live with you before a match. This is our first time in 2025. Want to say what up to all the Tifos. Lad on fire. One of our biggest, this guy, like, when he sees an alert that we're going live, it's like the bat signal. So shout out to you, Lad on fire. And what do you think of this lineup right away, Johnny? What's your reaction?
Yeah, my reaction is I talked about Diani earlier in the preseason. I said that he's going to play an important role for this squad, and here he is, getting the start in a match on the road that he gets some minutes. The last match against New England, I think those minutes were important now because this is a really big spot for him. I'm excited to watch him play this evening. It's the midfield for sure. That midfield is definitely weaker because of the loss, as you mentioned, of Pep Biel. But then again, this type of road match, when you have Wilfried Zaha and you have Patrick Agyemang, the thing about MLS that is so different sometimes than other leagues is one or two guys can win you a match. And when I look at this lineup, right, I'm intrigued by the midfield, but I also look at that front line and I say Zaha and Agyemang against Rossi and Gazdag. Like, I think that Charlotte FC has an advantage at the forward position for sure.
Yeah, and they're the ones that are going to have to do it for sure. Columbus is one of those, best teams. What do you notice when you look at Columbus? 10 of their 11 guys, 9 of their 10 outfielders, all with an average rating above 7 on SofaScore. That's compared to just 4 outfielders for Charlotte FC. An average rating isn't everything. What it tells you that these guys are playing well. These guys are playing top form. Darlington Nagbe is an MLS legend, and he's someone who always holds it down in the central midfield for whoever he's playing for. It's going to be tough to get like Agyemang, Zaha, Westwood. They're going to have a tough time getting around Darlington Nagbe in the midfield. I think this lineup shows me that it's going to have to come from the wings, John. I know Columbus likes to get their guys moving up. Chiberko and Farsi, the fullbacks for Columbus, are going to be moving up. So it's going to be up to our wingers. And I think Charlotte's goals are going to have to come sort of outside in on this one because Nagbe just really clogs up that central midfield, like I keep saying, for Columbus. And I agree with you that I like our chances with I like our attackers more. Agyemang and Zaha, I'll take those two over Gazdag and Rossi any day. But I am a little worried about breaking Columbus down, especially at their place.
I think tactically what Charlotte FC is going to be set up to do is sit back and K-Dog 1903 says Zaha going to have to do it tonight. Yes, because I think most of Charlotte FC is going to be sitting back in a low block, inviting pressure, looking to hit long balls and have Patrick Agyemang run in behind and Wilfried Zaha a part of that as well on the counterattack. One thing that we know Patrick Agyemang has to do, otherwise Dean Smith will give him the hook, is run in behind. And that's what Charlotte FC will be looking to do tonight, run in from behind. We know that Ashley Westwood, Danny, has the ability to loft a nice ball. We know Nick Scardina, we've already seen it. Nick Scardina play that ball into the channels to release Patrick Agyemang. I'd look out for that tonight. Look out for
the legacy connection. Yeah.
I'd look out for that for sure. And I'd also look out for Andrew Privet hitting long balls tonight as well. Tim Ream could actually do something with his left foot as well. There's as much as we're going to talk about the midfield, actually the defenders and what kind of balls they can loft and hit through the channels and play long balls. The quality of those long balls might determine the outcome of tonight's match.
Yeah. It's going to have to be we know Charlotte scores via the counterattack, right? Charlotte's goals come from, like you said, runs in behind. Like Dean always says, runs in behind. Charlotte FC is a team that likes to give up possession. We don't necessarily need to dominate possession. You look at a match against, like San Jose, where it was like San Diego, comprehensive domination. Sure, there's going to be those times where Charlotte has enough talent to just outclass their opponents. But in a tough matchup like this, it's going to be a lot of sit back, and it could be, Johnny, it could be a tough watch. I don't know. Are you worried about a little bit of a tough watch tonight? Because even if it's a grinder type of game where even if Charlotte FC is not necessarily giving up goals early, but it just gets to the point where the soccer's not necessarily attractive. You worried about that at all tonight?
I am worried about it being a tough watch for a Charlotte FC fan, because you might not have 60% possession. You might not have 50% possession. You might be looking at a 38, a 40%, maybe if you're lucky, percentage game. We'll see how that plays out. I think that's going to be the kind of match we're looking at. And yes, it's not great to have possession, but not all possession is meaningful. I think Charlotte FC is good out of possession.
Yeah.
So it's another reason why you could feel good about this match tonight, is because Charlotte FC knows what to do out of possession.
Yeah, well, Johnny, one thing that's making me feel good, and shout out to all the TIFOs who decided to come here and hang out with us pregame. We're going to hang out a little bit up till kickoff here. Then we're going to watch the game. Everybody go to your corners, watch the game. Then we're going to come back at halftime, and then we're going to come back postgame. So everybody stick with us tonight, kind of doing a little bit of an experiment tonight. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, get your burner to sign up for an account, create a few fake email addresses, get the follows and subscribes going. What's making me feel good, though, Johnny, is that I got this new crown tonight, and I'm rocking the crown tonight. Shout out to my man, Paul Feinbaum, who was honored with a coronation ceremony this time last year, literally 53 weeks ago, May 11th, against Nashville. My man Feinbaum was on the throne. And he is in the process of moving, and he uncovered this. He said, I don't really get that out too much. Danny loves the club. Let me just give this crown to Danny. And, so I'm rocking it with the crown tonight. And, I'm feeling like a king. What can I say? A win would make me feel even more so.
Yeah, there's good vibes happening, I think, on the show right now, but in the comments, Jonathan's trying to bring the vibe down for sure. He says Diani is going to remind us why his ass lost his job last year. He says random runs forward, yay, all night like a clown. I'm really hoping that Diani proves Jonathan Van Gelder wrong.
Well, it's funny that Jonathan says that, because that's what I wanted to ask you, John, is like you were saying that you knew it was going to be, there's going to come a time where we had to depend on Diani. That time has now come today, but I'm thinking about all the times Diani just like runs forward and gets out of position. Dino says, I like my sixes to play like sixes. I like my eights to play like eights. Diani's supposed to be lining up in that double pivot next to Westwood tonight. Is he going to stay there?
No way. He's incapable of it. He's absolutely incapable of it, and that's why we love Diani. I think he's a total wild card out there. I think when you put him in the match, he knows where he's supposed to be, and he's typically there, but he's not afraid to wander, and that's kind of what I like about him. Mm-hmm. I think Diani's the kind of player that can pop up for a goal from the midfield position. I'm not saying he's going to score tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see him in the box at some point with the ball in his foot. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, last time he was in, I remember it was one of the last home match I saw. He was the one that was ending up on the end of all these runs, and I was like, why is it, if a different player was the one getting these passes, like these through balls that were coming from the fullbacks, these really brilliant passes, but Diani was on the other end of them and not Will Zaha, and it was pissing me off bad. So hopefully we don't see that tonight. I don't know. I do think it's funny that Jonathan Van Gelder recognized that, because it gets to a point where Diani becomes kind of a key player in this matchup. But I really think it's all about BB13. I think it's all about BB13 tonight. I just think with him getting involved in that offensive lane, I think it's Brant Bronico's time to go win this match for us.
Wasn't Ashley Westwood on Countdown? He mentioned some about BB13 because you talked to Bradley Wright Phillips.
Yep.
On MLS 360, Apple MLS Season Pass. A great interview. Make sure you check that out. It's a great 15-minute episode. If you haven't had a chance to listen to that, you can listen to that right after we wrap up, even during the first half if you want to. If you listen on 1.5 speed, you'll be done that in about before the 10th minute. So it's a great interview with BWP that Danny did. But Westwood was on there earlier as a guest. Was he on as
Ashley Westwood just literally about 20 minutes ago. If you can get the whole clip of it on our Twitter feed, I posted it. I reposted from MLS, but I did cut this little clip for those of us who are so kind enough to join us here in this hangout session. Here's Ashley Westwood asked about Bronico earlier tonight by Dax McCarty.
I just want to go into detail about kind of how your relationship with him on the field has evolved and kind of what he adds to the group. And I also wanted to ask if he's still in the weight room every day.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. BB is exactly that. And do you know what? Testament to BB. He's exactly what it is to be a professional. He's consistent. He does the hard work. And he's a great example to our younger lads in there. I mean, the way he trains every day, the way he looks after himself. And for me personally, he's been amazing. Like I love to work hard. I love to run around, but he takes it to another level. And I think the last couple of years, I've certainly seen BB improve his football ability as well. People just see him running around, but I see what he does in training. He's certainly developed that part of his game as well. And I love playing with him, and I love going on a night out with him as well.
We love that.
These nights out. We didn't get the invite, Johnny. What happened? You know?
Well, it's funny to hear Westy talk about BB that way because I'm not sure Westy really does like working out. I think he's naturally gifted. I think isn't that something we already know? Isn't that something?
Yeah,
we know
yeah.
about,
It's kind of it's a bit with him is that he runs away from the trainers when they try to drag him in the weight room for sure. He was in a power struggle with Tim Ream last year, if you remember, over Tim Ream trying to drag him to the weight room as soon as he came to the club.
There's some other quotes from him on the pregame show as well. About
obviously the story is Wilf Zaha. I want to hear what the Tifos think about the whole Wilf Zaha thing. I mean, it's all going to come down to what happens on the pitch tonight, obviously. But it is the story of the moment. It is kind of the thing that everybody's talking about when they're talking this club. So of course, the Countdown crew did have to ask Ash about Wilf.
That's Wilf. He wears his heart on his sleeve. But I thought last week, he was back to what the Wilf we know. Well, the Wilf I certainly know. I thought he was a real threat. Listen, he's had a stop-start pre-season, and it's not easy. You've got to come into this league fit. But I spoke to him in the week. I sat down with him, and he feels in a good place. And some of the stuff he said hopefully we're going to see the best of him tonight.
Get on board. The Wilf Zaha train is making it's coming to a stop in Columbus tonight. You don't know where you're going to go, but you're on the train. It could be really a classic night for Wilfred Zaha. It could be a coming out party. It could be a one-man show on the road versus Columbus, getting the job done. That's what this guy's capable of. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why the conversation is taking the tone, Danny, that it is right now, is because the tone feels like, oh, he's not reaching his level. He's not reaching it yet. It feels like there's excuses being built in and people are expecting something that we're not necessarily seeing. So what is the expectation? What are we actually talking about? We're talking about going on the road tonight at Columbus, bagging 2 goals, and going home with 3 points.
I mean, if we're coming on here talking about a Wilf Zaha man of the match performance post game, Johnny, then that I think it's going to be a raucous type celebration for sure. And I might have to change. I might have to trade out I'm drinking late night coffee out of a Sir Minty mug. But what are you drinking there, Johnny? I might have to. I for some reason I let myself have no beer in the house somehow. I don't know what I've been up to.
It's a Edge City Pilsner. The Edge City Pilsner. I brought a growler home.
Oh, you brought a growler. You were at Edge City earlier today doing a dog adoption event.
Yes, we were. We were there today. We were there together. You stopped by as well, and I brought home a little 32-ounce growler. So I'll have some. Maybe I'll have some at halftime, and I'll have some post game as well. That'll be my plan throughout the evening for sure. Watching this match. And what's your official prediction? We're getting close to kickoff here.
Official prediction, we're moments away from kickoff. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw somehow. I'm going to add a 2-2 draw. Give me 2-2 draw.
I think a draw is definitely a possibility for sure. Whether it's 2-2 feels a little aggressive. I think Columbus,
right, after we just said it was going to be terrible,
conceding 2. I think 2-1 Charlotte. I'll go 2-1 Charlotte. Charlotte gets 3 points. I think it's a win tonight for the Crown. I think it's one of those games that you almost, because this team lost to New England, because it lost its last match. You kind of forget the role that this team was on, how good they've been so far to start the season. That the striker is United States men's national team striker Patrick Gajmang. He's due to score some goals on the road. Wilfred Zaha, Christian Kalina as well. Maybe it could be a clean sheet. I think Charlotte could potentially win this match with a road clean sheet. I wouldn't be surprised if Christian Kalina is tested early, and if he can come up with a big save early and build some confidence, maybe this could be a clean sheet on the road as well.
Love that take. Hope we see it. Thanks to everybody, the hundreds of people who've been hanging out with us pregame here on this stream. It's something we brought it back. We did this a lot last year. This is the first time in 25.
Well, here's my question, Danny. Should we just like keep the stream going? Just put up the we'll be right back, and we'll
yeah, exactly. Come on back. We'll just keep the stream going. I'm gonna go get some beer. I'm gonna go get some figure out a way to get some beer and still not miss the game.
Yeah, so we can hang out in the comments during the match as well, and then if maybe if Charlotte bags 2 goals in the first 10 minutes, we'll pop up in here in the 30-minute mark and start talking about that 2-0 lead.
I love it. We'll play it by ear.
So let's see what happens.
Well, as Jiminy Cricket once saying, always let the tifos be your guide. And yes, roll the chat, lad. On we're good. Yeah,
we can keep the stream going. So I'll put up a little static image here. We'll be right back. I think we'll probably pop back around halftime, but who knows? Maybe we'll see something crazy will happen early.
All right, Danny, let's get back in here. Let's get back here and talk about this. Obviously, it's a big moment in the match. It's quite a disappointment, and this match is getting out of hand quickly.
It's PK time. Rossi steps up. Kalina trying to save. I don't know what Liel was thinking. 2-0. Not good. Not good. Kalina definitely at fault on that first goal. And now Liel just absolute. I don't know what he was thinking, sticking his arm out there as the ball's coming down. That's one of the worst handballs. How do you give that up, Johnny? I have acquired some beer, by the way, and I'm going to need it. This is insane. What is he doing?
Yeah, I think unfortunately Liel Abada is turning into a mistake waiting to happen. He can't finish his chances. Yeah, he'll use his pace and he'll score goals, but he's really letting me down this season for sure. And this is another example of just kind of a boneheaded play. And something that can't happen. I feel like
Danny. He was sort of like he was kind of right in the middle. You could say he was doing. You could justify saying he was disappointed, or you could justify saying that he'd done okay. But that kind of swings it the other way for me. I'm now firmly in the he's having a bad season camp, basically. Where before I was kind of in the middle.
And not only is he having a bad season, this team is having a bad night. I mean, look at all these ratings here, Danny. You've got Nick Scardini is barely breaking the 6.0. He's invisible out there. He's not doing anything. Patrick Gajmang has a big chance early. He doesn't connect. That was the moment where Charlotte FC had that ability to take stranglehold of this game in the first minute with a big chance from your top striker. Couldn't finish. And Christian Kalina gets hitting the ball with a face. Hitting the face with a ball. Both things, it's like seriously, his face just got in the way. I mean,
it was a point blank save.
Then he spills the rebound. Just a disaster class on the road from the Crown tonight, Danny.
Yeah, it's and every time you look up, Columbus is just running at him, and it's really tough to see. Wilf Zaha kind of on an island, as Kiefer said in the chat earlier. Wilf's just completely out on an island. Someone said in the chat, it looks like Columbus has 50 guys out there. They're just constantly kind of like sweeping forward in these big full team moves. And the midfield is a mess. Diani's not doing it. Diani is not doing it. And it's a damn shame that
it's so easy to blame Diani in this game though, Danny. I mean, like, if he's just like low-hanging fruit right now to pick him out as somebody that's having a tough game. I mean, Danny, wait a minute though. wait a minute. Christian Kalina spilled the save, and Lialabada had an egregious handball in the box. Like both those things have nothing to do with Jabril Diani.
That's true. That's true. Except for that the shot that came in that was fired in that Kalina spilled was a guy that beat Diani in the midfield to work a shot. I mean, things happen in sequence. This guy Chambos is just absolutely crushing at it. Chambeau, I guess. I'd never really seen much of his game. I was not familiar with his game. Kalina also saved a goal, when it was 1-0 right before that penalty, leading up to the corner kick that led to the penalty. Kalina made a massive save on AZ Jackson. So it's tough to blame Kalina. I really feel like people are going to start to pile on Liel Abada. I certainly hope they don't get mad at Wilfred Zaha.
I think I might have already started to do that, Dan.
Yeah.
Here's the point, though. It's like it's the 42nd minute. This is usually when we get together. We at the keep. It's the 43rd minute, I should say. And right now we typically would head to halftime and get a couple pints and talk. So we're going to do that on the show tonight. Welcome to Charlotte Soccer Show. It's the halftime show here tonight on Charlotte Soccer Show. And unfortunately, we're talking about a 2-0 deficit for Charlotte FC right now, Danny. And before the match, we were live here on this stream talking to the Tifos, and I was pretty confident that Charlotte could maybe get a clean sheet or, hold Columbus to 1 goal, and they couldn't even do that in the first half. So at the moment, I'm calling it a disaster class for sure. How do you feel about the performance?
It's disaster class works for me. It's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing to go on the road and struggle, but it's embarrassing to not finish your chance. Ajimong again, like put that away. That was the announcers call that a friend of the show, Ross Smith, said that's got to be 1-0 1 minute into the match, and then that changes everything. And then as far as the link-up play, leaving Wilf on an island, it's not good enough. So I'm a big fan of that phrase, not good enough. Not good enough is the phrase I'm going to use again. I've had to use it too many times this year. You would have liked to see Charlotte compete a little more with this so-called top team in the East. They actually Westwood called them the best team in the East coming into this. And I don't know if it's a road game thing or if it's just there's always this where even when Charlotte was sitting, top of the East 2 weeks ago, there was always it felt a little fragile, and it's like, are we really as good as the table says we are? And you are what the table says you are, but it felt a little nervy. And then after the loss to New England in this first half performance, you're like, shit, maybe we really were not as good as we thought we were. Maybe those fears were founded on something concrete. I
just saw a really nice run in behind from Diani. Got himself in a good position in the final third. Put a cross into the box. Just wanted to call that out based on the conversation.
But is he supposed to be up there? That's the whole point from we had in the pregame comments. Someone said Diani just going on random runs, up through the middle.
This is turning into one of those matches, Danny, where anytime Columbus has got a little momentum heading into the final third, you think they're going to score.
Yeah,
it's chances are true goal chances in this match for Columbus right now. Number one, because Christian Kalina might be concussed, and number two, just because it's slick out there, it's fast out there, and our defenders are on their heels.
There's Wilf and Patrick.
Oh, there's a penalty. That's a penalty.
That's a penalty. Penalty to Charlotte.
Yes, it's a lifeline.
BB earning it. Yes, BB. BB13 is the key, dude. Let me bring this banner back. This banner was from our pregame show. BB13 is the key. What a run. What a great play by Wilf there. Wilfred and then Patrick with the back heel. That was a beautiful play. Who takes this? Who takes for you?
For me, it's Pat or Wilf. We know that. And it's Wilf for me right now. It's Wilf. This is his.
It's got to be Wilf for me. Yeah, it's got to be Wilf or Bronico. I would let Bronico take it as well.
No, it's not going to be Bronico. No chance it's Bronico. But let's see.
I could be mad if Pat takes it, but I think this has to be Wilf, based on everything that's happened over the last week or so. Let the man get a goal. Let him do his whole.
Yeah, it's Wilf. It's
okay.
Wilf.
He's standing on the spot. This is massive, man. This is massive. And it's crazy that it was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Cheers, baby.
Right. Cheers, Manny. Cheers. You back. It's a lifeline back into the
Cheers
mat.
to the beers.
Cheers
I'm
to
drinking
you.
OMB. Always drink local when you can. Vienna Lager. Pull one back, baby.
Edge City for me, the Pilsner from Edge City. It's a goal. Yes, Wilf. Good to see you, Chief Keefe, for hanging out in the chat tonight. I saw Justin in the chat as well. Lad on Fire. The boys hanging out on a Saturday night watching FC. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Chief, get your, can we give Chief a guest link? What are you doing right now? Come hang out on the show.
yeah. I mean, we might as well. Man, that's like I'm pumped all of a sudden. That's like exactly what we needed. That is exactly what we needed for sure. Lad on Fire.
It's going to be a
Lad
good
on Fire
edit,
is questioning my let BB take it down too well. I'm just kidding. That was just a troll. I was just trolling. I was kidding. I don't think BB should have taken that one. I'm glad Wilf took it. But look at BB cooking again.
I know. Another chance. Let me ask you a question. Why is Brant Bronico doing more on offense than Leo Abada?
I think it's because the thing about Brant that people are finally cluing into, and we've been saying it for a little while on this show. It was said by Ashley Westwood in that pregame comments that we showed when he was talking to Dax McCarty. Brant Bronico just continues to get better. He's living proof that you are not, you're not a finished product at age 20. You're not a finished product at age 23. You're not a finished product at any point in your life. You can always grow. You can always get better. Brant Bronico has continued. The knock on him used to be, hard worker, hustler, but not a technical player. But he's become a technical player just through sheer force of that hard work. So, I mean, the way he dragged his feet there to get that pen was real nice. I got to say, that's a veteran savvy move. And Liel Abada, I don't know what it is. To answer the second, the other half of that question you asked, why is Brant Bronico doing better than Liel Abada? Why is he doing more on offense? Come on now.
There's Keith. Keith makes a good point. He says Liel did play the ball in for Brant there. So yeah, I'm just joking about Liel. It's one of those things tonight.
I'm not.
By the way, I'm not sure if my connection's going in and out, but I'm out of the in the Z shed tonight, hanging out back.
It looks good out there. It looks good out
watching,
there. Why am I not there
in the Z shed?
Yeah. I feel like I should be there. It looks like you're having a good time there.
It's a beautiful night. I mean, it's storms rolled through, cleared out, and hanging out back watching the match tonight. I figure it'd be a good time for us to get together, and I'm excited for this halftime chat because all of a sudden, this plus 7 minutes of extra time here. I don't.
Yeah, and it was. Well, thank God for it because the penalty was earned in the 52nd. The 45 plus 6.
You can tell that this match has just been turned on its head.
Yeah, my 2-2 draw prediction. I mean, it could come through at this point. It definitely looks like Charlotte is a lot more lively all of a sudden. Here's another late chance. Ream to Wilf to. Oh, okay, never mind. I was like, the flag was up. If the flag had not gone up there and Leo missed that tap in, you would have seen me get up and walk off this damn thing. I just feel like when you talk about who is Charlotte going to use that final DP spot on,
right?
It's like, do we need another right winger DP? Do we need someone to replace Abada? That's a DP that can be on Zaha's level. Because right now Abada's not getting it done. I don't want to turn the whole thing into a pylon on him. But the guy just is really starting to make me question and wonder.
Well, the good news is there's 2 matches a week for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So like he's this month we're going to find out for sure what kind of player he's going to be this year because he's basically going to have like 6 matches in the next 4 weeks. To get it right.
Pat.
Lajamong, with a chance there.
Just put him in in the old whirly bird. That's pretty nice. Stick him in a blender, cycle. Pat. Yeah. Big time. I totally misspoke earlier. I did bad math, but Yeah, it looks like the half will finally be coming into an end shortly. Dude, Pat is nice, man. Pat's got footwork for sure. Pat has got the footwork for sure.
What are people
It's
saying
funny
online?
how quickly things change, because this was about to be full on despair heading into half all of a sudden, and now it's 2-1.
Yeah, I can't wait. You're like the king of the edit, right? The edit on this. We could go back and when we went live, the edit from disaster class to Zaha scoring.
Yeah.
Like it was basically like 8:22 disaster class, 8:25 hope life in
Yes,
the
yeah,
match all of a
exactly.
sudden.
Oh yeah, we need timestamps. We need record scratch sound effects for sure on that edit, for real. Speaking of the edits, by the way, Johnny, we have a new platform for Charlotte Soccer Show. We're now on TikTok.
Oh, we
Charlotte
are.
Soccer
Hell yeah.
Show has expanded to TikTok, so find us there as the edits just keep rolling. I mean, it's the same edits that we're putting out on the Instagram Reels and the YouTube channel, but just one more place to find us, and place where you like. We love making edits. There's definitely gonna be some edits from this game, but I'd like to edit a nice little game-winning goal. I feel all of a sudden like a comeback is possible, but yet again, Brandt is working his ass off out there to keep something alive, and Abada kind of short circuits it. I mean, I know it wasn't much of a thing, but it was.
Take a look at this. Take a look at this, Danny, because I think it's important that when we look at match ratings, as we're about to hit halftime here, already past the 7 added minutes. It'd be nice if the referee would just blow the whistle. There he goes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's officially halftime, and I think like the big thing that jumps out is Patrick Agyemang and Adil Similana rated poorly in this match so far.
Mm-hmm.
Two of Charlotte's best players, and if you're gonna come up with a recipe to lose, it's those two players not playing well.
Yeah, I have to agree there. Milanda's definitely the anchor on the back line. Zaha somehow is below a 7, even with the goal. I mean, it was a PK goal. Agyemang with that big chance missed. He's going to have to score a goal to get his rating up. Abada at a 6, Abada the lowest rated player on Charlotte on the side. All of a sudden, Diani got his rating up. Brandt got his rating up. Westwood was pretty much the highest rated throughout the whole first half. But yeah, we need more from Malanda. I think again, it's been one of those. It's been a season of sort of Malanda just being like, it's a weird phenomenon with him. He's not bad. He's not been bad. He's been great at times, but it's just a situation where there's this whole settling in for him. Like, will he go to the next? Is he going to become truly the great and go to the next level, or is he just going to sort of settle at this level? So we're finding that out week to week, but not a great half from Adilson. Agyemang, I like the spin move he put on at the end there of the first half to work the shot, but he's got to score. If he scores that first goal and it's 2-2 going in a half, all of a sudden all to play for, we're loving life. But yeah, we need more out of Big Pat. Need more out of Big Pat.
Shout out to the folks at Love and Life right now, streaming Charlotte Soccer Show, getting their halftime update while they're out tonight. Uptown, those are Kendrick Lamar as well. Uptown,
Yeah.
A big weekend of soccer or of music in town, and we're here to celebrate the soccer in town. So at halftime, it's 2-1. Charlotte FC is definitely still in the match. There's no doubt about that. At 2-0, things felt bleak. You can rewind back on the live stream and see our reaction to the 2-0, and it wasn't good. We used the phrase disaster class, and the reason why we did is because 2 goals that Charlotte FC conceded in the first half are horrible goals. I mean, the fact that that Christian Kalina gives up that rebound and Liel Abada egregiously throws his hand at the ball in the box and gives Columbus a PK. I would venture to say that Columbus hasn't earned a thing in this match, and Charlotte FC is the deserving team who scored a goal because Brandt's move inside the box was really nice, and he was taken down and what was going to become a clear goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and you wonder what's going to be like in that halftime locker room. Do you think that the coaching staff is yelling at these guys and let a fire on their ass and say, Columbus hasn't taken anything from you. You've given everything to them. And if you're going to get points tonight, you're going to have to go out and take it back. Right. And I always say, I wish I could be a fly on the wall in those halftime speeches just because you'd really get to see, with all the gloves off and all the masks taken away, these guys. I imagine some people are going at each other in that locker room right now because some guys didn't play well and some guys made some mistakes. And I don't want everyone to be piling on Liel, but I hope someone tells Liel it's not good enough right now, dude. Like, we count on you. You're someone that needs to be a leader on this team based on whether you want to step up into a leadership role or not. Liel Abada, your status as a designated player on the squad requires certain things from a leadership standpoint that you're not living up to, especially with that handball. That I'm going to be seeing that. I may not sleep tonight because I'm going to be seeing that stupid freaking throw his arm out at the as a ball's falling down.
Okay, well let's
sky for no reason.
Well, let's pretend like he's going to be the guy that comes off the bench here, Danny. Comes off the pitch, and somebody's going to have to come off the bench for him. Let's take a look here. Here's Dean Smith's substitutions. He's got Eric Williamson, a potential replacement. He's got Kerwin Vargas as a potential replacement. He's got Idan Toklamati as well, Yuri Tavares, Tiger Smalls. There's plenty of options on Dean Smith's bench to come in on that right wing position. Who do you think could potentially replace Liel? Because I do think if I'm going to make a prediction, he's going to come off here after 15 minutes or so in the second half.
Yeah, and I would not even be. You can't predict a halftime sub, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's a halftime sub at this point because of the giving up the penalty. And the answer is Kerwin Vargas, Kerwin Calderon Vargas. If Kerwin Vargas subs in, I will go live stream. I will go change, not on camera, but I will go change from my Charlotte FC Carolinas kit to my Columbia kit in honor of Kerwin. I think Kerwin should be on. Shout out Justin K, who says Toklamati should be the sub for Abada, but it will probably be Vargas. Dean just does not put he does not think of Toklamati as a winger. He's only going to put Toklamati as a striker. So there have been
I hear that, Danny. I do hear that, but I also think situational soccer matters. Like, if this team is down a goal with 10 minutes to go, and Toklamati's put out there as he could play on the right wing. Just it could be a two-striker situation for sure.
They have Toklamati and Ajmong have been on the pitch together for a few minutes this season when they were chasing a goal earlier this year.
Let's see why Malanda is so lowly rated here. Just one clearance for Malanda, no duels won at all. That is a problem for sure. He's
and 5 possessions lost
5 times. Ideally, you when you're the center back, you got to win some duels. I'd be curious what Andrew Privet's duel stats look like right now. For sure, it doesn't look much different. He's 1 for 1 in the duels, and is up to 94% with accurate passes as well, and he's a better percentage with accurate long balls as well. 2 for 3 for Andrew Privet. So there's no doubt that Andrew Privet is outplaying Adilson Malanda at that center back position tonight, Danny. And those two guys are going to have a really strong second half. Nick Scardina and Tim Ream. I always talk about the fullbacks, kind of being the weakness of this team. I really want to see Tim Ream go a little more forward in the second half here. The reason why is because like Scardina and Malanda and Privet can kind of shift over and give Ream an opportunity to whip a ball in with his left foot to that back post. That's the Abada we need. We need a Tim Ream left-footed ball across the face of the keeper to Liel Abada. That's the type of action we're looking for.
That's what Abada was famous for at Celtic before he came over here. Obviously, was those back posts, running in goals and like scoring at the back post when all the action was in front of him. That is what his specialty, and he has not had a chance to do that a ton. It is funny when you brought up that Ream heat map. It's almost like he gets across midfield and he stops. He's like, wait a minute. Okay, I got to get back. Like the red zone just kind of turns into a stop sign for him there.
What's really nice, and I wanted to point out this Wilfred Zaha heat map as well, Danny, because that's the definition of what box to box looks like. This guy's all over basically 50% of the pitch. It hasn't gone into the corner areas, doesn't really need to be there. I think that heat map is exactly what you're looking for from a guy like Wilfred Zaha. Needs to be better on the dribble tonight. Obviously doing well with his passes, 100% in that first half. Has an opportunity to win some more ground duels as well. But this is interesting here. Only fouled 1 time. Maybe Columbus was spoken to before this match after what we saw last week against New England.
Yeah. Maybe they finally told him to quit kicking him, like Ashley Westwood said. He did get. There was one spot where he was taken down kind of hard about 15, 20 minutes in, and he was looking for a foul and didn't get it. But I love what everything Zaha's doing. I love everything Bronico's doing. Diani, I think we got one commenter who says Williams should come on for Diani halftime. I don't think you pull Diani right at halftime here. I just saw, as you were talking about Malanda, I just saw a replay of the Dylan Chambeau goal, and Malanda was like just inches behind. Malanda was trying to slide in and clear that rebound. It's not on him. Kalina needs to catch that ball. Like, Kalina should not be spilling a juicy rebound like that. But Malanda was this close to sliding and kicking that thing away. And so it's funny how the difference between like a game-saving tackle and a low rating can sometimes just be sheer inches. And maybe there's a chance for Malanda to step up here in the second half. I don't think we're going to see any direct halftime 45th minute subs here, but it wouldn't shock me. But I think you're right, John. I think Dean will stick with his usual routine of waiting until about the hour mark here to make some mass subs. I think Kerwin comes in. If Ajmong doesn't make those runs in behind, the thing to watch here as the second half gets going is what kind of runs is Patrick making? Even if he's not getting the pass, keep your eyes on what Patrick's doing, and that will tell you whether or not he's going to be in this for a little bit longer or whether you're going to see Toklamati sooner than later. Because we know Dean has told us with his own mouth that when he sees Patrick's runs start to diminish and not making the runs in behind, whether the pass comes or not, that's when Patrick's going to be subbed. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah, that's what you have to look for. And that's what Dean wants, and we'll see if we get it. I think the second half here has a chance to be pretty exciting. I really do. There's goals in this match. I think that's really what I'm trying to say is that I think that there's goals in this match.
I also think sooner than later, just let me throw it out there, I think we're going to see Jaquil Marshall-Ruddy come in for Scardina 100% because we're chasing a goal. Jaquil is more of a right wing back, right winger by trade who can offer a little bit more in attack than Scardina coming down the right side. So I'm not saying right away, but I would look for Jaquil Marshall-Ruddy to sub in for Scardina at some point here in the second half especially if Charlotte still needs a goal.
I like this feature on Sofa. I like this feature on SofaScore when you can break it down on a table here and just kind of see who the match performers are.
I've never seen this feature. John, you're teaching me new stuff here. I love it.
And you just break it down where you can just kind of see what's going on and why and how people are rated.
Yeah, and you can sort. Oh wow, that's sortable. Who's won the most ground duels?
For ground duels one, let's see here. Azeel Jackson.
Yeah.
And
jeez,
five of them won. Yeah, absolutely, 5 of them
and
won.
Look at Diani out there. Diani has the most duels won for anyone on Charlotte. So anyone who was trashing Diani, he's at least out there winning the ball back.
Yeah. It's almost like I know that what Diani's good at, and people don't realize he's good at that.
It's almost like you were right the entire time, Johnny.
I'm not trying to be right. I'm just thank you for saying
right,
that because it's hard to explain what Diani does. And when you look at the ground duel situation, you see him go 5 for 7 and 4 for 5 in duels. Overall duels, 5 for 7 because he's got 1 in the air as well.
Yep.
That's interesting. But as far as like overall rating, it's interesting to see that, Westwood is up there. I think Brant Bronico is up there. Something that you said. I think passing wise, that's to me when we can look at this passing statistic and see where is this game being controlled, and it's certainly not in the Charlotte FC final third. Andrew Privet with the most passes, Adilson Milano with the second most passes, Ashley Westwood with the third most passes for Charlotte FC.
Yep.
Whereas what does that mean?
Columbus is getting their most passes from their fullbacks, so that tells you that they're carrying the ball forward and getting a lot of attacking possession.
Yeah, but tackles. I mean, not a lot of tackles in this game, but hey, look who pops up. Javril Gianni there, 3 tackles. Tim Ream getting some tackles in as well. To me, this is interesting. It gives like a nice little sneak peek at who's actually performing in this match, who is racking up statistics, who's making an impact. And frankly, I think it's guys that maybe that we wouldn't have thought heading into this match.
What I hate is seeing of the the most tackles on the pitch in the first half, and only 2 of the guys are from Charlotte. Like we should have more than half, not a tiny fraction of the guys on the list for most tackles. We should be out there tackling the shit out of the ball, especially because didn't we talk about this in pregame, how Charlotte's best performances are when they're facing a quality team is to sort of absorb, and then turn things around, make a tackle, start a break, and things like that. So
here's the
live table.
Yeah, the live table here.
Wow.
Obviously, a pretty important win for Columbus. look what it's doing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. That just like Charlotte FC is playing for something, Columbus is actually playing for top of the table right now. Obviously, Vancouver still game in hand, and Miami and Cincinnati as well, but still a really important result for Columbus if they can get it. But look at Charlotte FC. 1 point here makes all the difference in the world.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you can climb up there. You can equal Philadelphia's point total, who's drawing right now. You can keep pace with Philadelphia. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Even though Miami has a game in hand, a draw here gets you closer to them, even with the win. Only 1 point behind Miami. That's much better than 2. And then to keep pace with Cincinnati and Vancouver, right? And you knock. And I think the league right now is kind of maybe looking at Charlotte like, hey, you mind getting a goal here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Nobody elsewhere out in the league is cheering for Columbus. They would love to see us come steal a point away or steal 2 points away from Columbus.
Hey, look who's down here at 26th.
Dude, Atlanta, like that's another thing. In the midst of all the great times Charlotte is having with the best season ever, it's kind of a nice little chef's kiss detail that Atlanta's having just an absolute like shit show of a season, and everyone like they're literally a punchline in the league for how much money they spent and how poorly they're doing. But looks like no halftime subs. Looks like it's time to go get a goal, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think that's the play. I'll get the lineups back here and I'll screen share that as we get the second half started. Danny and I will pop back in for any big moments. I think we got lucky there in that first half. We said, hey, let's go live, and we had some big moments there, didn't we?
I wanted to, yeah, exactly. We were live during the PK. I want to tease one thing. We're hopefully the technology will work. We've got people cranking away on the back. In our post-game show, we're hoping to bring up live the post-game press conference with Dino and then whichever player they send out to talk to press. So we're going to be streaming that. We're going to dip in live and we're listening to them live. And then me and John will come and react, sort of a live decoding the presser. Looking forward to that, assuming it all works. But that's something to come back for. Thanks for everyone who's been watching with us so far.
Yeah, great to hang out with you, Danny, during the match. And cheers to you. Enjoy the second half beer. Everybody else enjoy the second half brewski. We'll be back here shortly. It was a clean strike, and Columbus deserved the goal. Unfortunately, Danny, Charlotte couldn't clear it, and then just thought it was a good idea to leave a man just totally unmarked in the middle of the box.
Yeah, let him stand there. And it's so funny. This guy, Azeal Jackson, he was like a cast off from St. Louis. I have some friends that are St. Louis FC fans, and they're like always joking about how bad he is and how they like got one over on Columbus by him going there. And it sucks that he's the one to do it to us because he's kind of just like a meme of a underachieving forward to a group of friends of mine. But he was in the right place, and with a good finish that time, Charlotte's got to get it going quick here. There's still a chance for this thing to turn into a crazy shootout. I mean, there's always chance for an MLS game to break out, as they say. Like all it takes is one crazy moment, Charlotte to get another goal. But one thing about being a Charlotte FC fan is you never feel like you can come back from like these situations. Like,
right.
Like I don't feel confidence. I don't feel like, okay, we'll be fine. We'll figure something out. It feels very much like such a struggle to score goals always with this squad. It always has, even when it's been good this season, it just always feels like it's hard for Charlotte to get a goal. Even when they have 18 shots last week against New England and no goals, it's like, so you don't really see where it's going to come from.
Right.
That if the way they were playing in that stoppage time, when Charlotte scored the penalty to make it 2-1 with 6 minutes left in the half, they made a lot of good use of that 6 minutes. They got 2 more really good chances out of it during that time. They haven't had any chances here in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and it's time for subs. I think. I mean, it's time for, I'd say us. It's like subs, right? Bring them in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. And we're looking at Jackson's stats here. He's obviously been on the pitch the entire match. He's doing well passing the football.
Yeah, he was the leader. He had the
doing
most
well.
duels. He had the most duels of anyone at halftime. That surprised me. And then now he's got his goal to go with it.
Yeah, and 3 tackles as well. Really nice.
He's having a great
performance.
game. He's having a great
really,
game.
really nice performance.
Yeah,
by Azeel Jackson.
No longer a meme, you know.
Oh man, I feel like you know, is it Ross on the call tonight?
It's our boy. Yeah, it's Ross Smith and Tony Husband, two friends of the show.
Yeah, great to have them on the call tonight. And I think Ross has been spot on all night. I think he kind of nailed it when he said that giving up that goal just kind of took the wind out of Charlotte FC's sails. It absolutely did, and now they're going to need another goal. I think that's why your substitution idea is the right one, because at this point in the match, you need to inject some energy from somewhere.
Yeah, something has to happen here, and I would just get some offense on. I would put Jaquil Marshall-Ruddy out there. I shouted him out in our halftime. You know, not that Scardina's playing bad, but we just need someone who, you know, a fresh look, something different out there.
Yeah, earlier when I was at Edge
hasn't
City,
really.
I said to my friend John, I was like, you know, it's always fun when you see a debut, and right now would be a nice night for a debut, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You at least give us something to remember this thing by. Ajimong, we also talked about it at halftime. We said watch for him if he's making the runs in behind. He really hasn't had a chance here in this first 15 minutes of the second half. Charlotte FC has just been dead. Columbus came out the better side in after halftime, and that's why they got that goal, is because they've dictated they've dominated the second half completely. Can you show the momentum graph on SofaScore by chance?
Yeah, for sure.
Sort of that attacking momentum chart. It's got to be
here. It is.
Look at that. I mean, look at that in the second half. That's exactly what I expected it to look like. You know, it's just like I didn't realize it was that bad in the first half, but that second half is exactly what I expected this to look like. It's just been pure Columbus ever since the second half kickoff, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see it there that Columbus has totally been dominating this match for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely dominating this match for sure.
Not good. And now they're sitting on a corner kick here with about 30 minutes to go, and there's still no motion from the bench. I mean, at a certain point, just sub. You know, I know. Like what did this extra 5? Like we said, subs 5 minutes ago, right? Since then, no subs have come in, and Charlotte FC has done nothing. So, I mean, you lost 5 minutes where some guys could have made a difference. I don't really – I don't know. It's easy to say. It's easy to criticize. You know, it's easy to just say, oh, where are the subs? Where are the subs? Nice step there by Abada with a nice foot, actually. But, again, Charlotte FC can't get any – they have no control. They're just playing pinball out there when they get it, and Columbus is just owning possession here and just kind of doing whatever they want in the attacking third.
So let's talk about some passing because right now that's what the game is about. If Columbus can pass their way to the 90th minute, they'll do it. Charlotte FC needs to figure out a way to get the ball back and maintain some possession and also put some passes together themselves. So my question is, where is that going to come from? And clearly,
you'd hope it would start with Ashley
Westwood and Bronico.
Yeah, you'd hope it would start with Ashley Westwood. But right now,
if Charlotte is going to have success here in the second half, Danny, I mean, where is Wilf? I mean,
right. I mean, he's connected on every single one of his passes, but there's only 9.
He has 9 touches. He has 9 passes, though. I mean,
yeah, he should have like 15 or 16 or 20 at this point. You know, he should have twice that many. Yeah.
Is this second column? I wonder if the second column is touches. I don't know what that.
It might be. Is. I mean, if Shambo has 80, that doesn't show. Okay, here come the subs: Marshall-Ruddy and Toklamati. Boom. Who called it? Someone said Vargas and the new guy in his wing backs. You got it half right. You got it half right, Lad on Fire. It's a debut. It's a debut for our Canadian lad, Jaquil Marshall-Rutty, 20 years old.
Nice.
Had the chance to meet him earlier this week. He's a good kid. Okay, so Toklamati comes on for Diani and Pat. So it's Pat and Toklamati together. This is what we want to see, right?
Yeah, this is exactly what we want to see, and let's see how Toklamati can grow into the game.
Yep.
That's what I want to see. And there are some first touches here.
Brant moves back, I guess, to stand next to Westwood again, and Toklo. It looks like Ajmong's almost playing sort of the number 10 here, with with Toklamati in front of him. I mean, I'm sure it'll change as things happen, but I mean, I like the fact that we need 2 goals and you're not taking Pat off. That would have pissed me off, I think, to take Pat off. I do think at some point Williamson has to come on. Maybe not though. This is the first time.
No, I think Eric Williamson's in the doghouse, Danny. Like he is. Trust me.
This is the first time I've seen Charlotte get 5 passes together this half. Now, granted, they were all swinging it across the back line, but hey, we'll start somewhere. There's a nice ball from Westwood.
The subs are on. I think we, take a break here, see what happens in the next 15 minutes or so. The next 15 minutes or so are going to be huge for this match. See if Charlotte can pull one back.
Yep. If we get one back, we'll come back on.
Yeah, exactly. If they don't, we'll wrap up with a post-game show, and we'll watch some added time, and we'll do a quick post-game show. So always good hanging, Danny. We'll see what happens.
We'll be back.
Liel Abada. He says thanks very much.
Dude, that was exactly what you called for. A Ream left-footed cross, it curling into the box that created trouble. That's you called for it, my brother.
Oh no, it's very close to. Oh no, it's fine. If the keeper gets a touch on it.
Yeah,
I'm getting nervous there. I didn't want them to take this away from us, but this is what I'm talking about with Tim Reeve getting forward. Anybody who's watching the stream heard me talk about how Liel Abada's strength is on being on that back post, and you need somebody like Tim Ream to get forward, use that left foot, whip something in the box, and find him on the back post. That's exactly what you get in that scenario, and it drags Charlotte FC back into the game. They're going to be looking at and there it is. The check complete. Check is complete. VAR is taking a look at
the 2 sweetest words in soccer, baby. Check complete.
Oh, that's pretty good. But we're back. Man. We're back. We're back. We might as well hang out here, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, we've scored when we're on. We've scored when we're not on. So I mean, it just kind of depends. It could go either way. There's no karmic situation with it, but it is funny the way that Lad on shouted us out there. But shout out to Mr. Cookout. We called it. Love it. Thank you for paying attention, Cookout. Thank you for watching and listening and following along. Lad on Fire says we're better when you're live. Maybe, I mean, you say that, Lad on, but they finally got something together. They finally strung a few passes together, and then that was a really nice play. It started on the right side. It started with Marshall-Rutty, and his cross deflected to Brant. Brant got it over to Remo and remade it happen. I can't be too mad at it. But now it's all to play for, and Charlotte FC really needs to go get one more. You can't rest on your laurels here. I do think at some point Pat probably is potentially due for a sub here now. If they do decide to bring in Williamson, Johnny, I know you said Williamson's in the doghouse. We'll find out here in the next 30 minutes, I suppose. That drops Schulte to a below a 6. Yeah, Schulte, I think, gets an error on that. Both goalkeepers have error led to goal as Patrick Ajamong puts one forward for Toklamati, and Abada's wide open on the back post. And Toklamati just couldn't quite get it to him. But, wow, that was amazing. That was incredible. Great play by Patrick. Toklamati's got to do better there, as Justin comments, for sure. I mean, I know it's hard to see, and it is actually a nice get back play by 25 there for the crew to get back and cut off that pass. But man, that would have been nice if he could have got that ball over to Liel for a potential brace. That would have been insane. But I mean, it's all to play for here, Johnny. We're drinking beers and loving life at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're back to somewhere because we said we're going to watch 15 minutes, see what happened. They scored about 2 minutes after that. So at this point, the substitutions for sure worked. This team has a renewed sense of energy.
Mm-hmm.
We're not into the last 20 minutes of the game. There's basically still a third of the game to play. If you want to do some funky math, there's about a third of the game left. There's everything to play for in this match now. It's official. It's already 3-2. The fact that there's this many goals is, quite frankly, shocking to me. I'm shocked.
What we got was what I didn't necessarily call for, but it was the thing that I said I wished I could. I didn't believe it was going to happen, but it happened, which was the wonky, weird MLS moment. Like a cross that just curls away from the keeper, and the keeper inexplicably just sticks a ball up there and bats it right to a defender who scores an open net. That's MLS to a T. So good on Abada for finishing it. If he misses that, then obviously we're probably leaving him in Ohio on the way back. But now all of a sudden he's redeemed. He's scoring goals that he should have. It's funny. Like I guess now we just need Milano to score a 3-3 equalizer here. And everybody that we were crapping on will all of a sudden have been redeemed and restored. But here's a nice turnover as Charlotte look at Marshall Ruddy streaking down that right side. I think this kid. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I like this.
I don't know
what
happened there.
I like this kid, Marshall Ruddy. I got to say, I really like him streaking down that right wing. I think Scardina's in serious trouble. It's been nice to have Scardina in there covering, but this guy's just way more experienced in MLS and way more attack minded. I think racing down the right wing. We'll see, but he did the play that led to the goal started off a cross of his that was deflected and then skipped all over.
We're getting into those. We're getting into the couple minutes of the match right now, Danny. I think you score your goal. Okay, you lose a little bit of momentum here. By the way, when Liel Abada's on the ball driving forward. It's really nice as well. I could see him at some point, moving into the midfield and at some point in his career for sure. I definitely think Liel Abada could play in the midfield. But man, right now it's when you could give up a bad goal. You got to be careful here. This is the moment in the match. The next 6 minutes or so, if you can hold off Columbus for the next 6 minutes or so, get into the 75th minute, knowing that a goal gets you a draw here. At this point, I think we're all going to tell ourselves that 1 point's fine.
Oh, I think everyone in Charlotte FC land is loving a 3-3 draw here if we can get there. But if we can score quick enough, don't rule out a potential turn it all the way around winner.
You're in dreamland. You're in dreamland.
I might be in dreamland a little bit. One thing that we know, and I while we've been live, when we've been not live, I've been keeping an eye. I have one screen on the match. I have a second screen going on MLS 360 just to see what they're all about, trying to see if BWP gives us a shout out like he said he would, which he hasn't so far that I saw. But right now the eyes of MLS are on this match right now. This is the match that everyone in MLS was looking forward to. Bradley said it was the one that jumped off of the sheet when he looked at the schedule, Charlotte at Columbus. It's like, ooh, and it's delivering. 5-goal thriller here with 20 minutes to go. Everyone around the league it has their eyes all over this match, and it's nice. It's nice, again, like you shouldn't have to rely on other people's validation for your self-esteem, but so we should just be happy with our club as it is. But it's nice. I feel like we've developed a little bit of a chip on our shoulder for being a little bit of sort of the way the league sort of rallies behind a lot of other expansion teams. And I don't feel we got the same rally behind effect that some other expansion clubs did. Maybe that's my own personal issue, but it's just nice to sort of be in the center of the stories that are being told about this entire league, I guess. That's what I'll say. So it'd be real nice if we can make it 3-3.
Patrick's XG here, 0.44 is interesting to me. It means I think he's knocking on the door. I think he's got a chance to score a goal in the next 10 minutes or so. I think Patrick is somebody that is lurking in the box right now. Look at him. Look at him right now. He's at the top of the box. Charlotte's pressing a little bit. The pressing is happening right now, and that's important too with these substitutions. Idon Tokwamati has to press. You'll see the Marshall Rudy here. He has to press as well. Those two players. I'd like another substitution to come in as well. I think it might be time to get Diani off the pitch, and maybe you could bring in a Yuri.
Well, no,
Tavares.
Diani's off. Diani came off for Tokwamati.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
for Tokwamati, you're right. I think we need to, potentially look at a Bronico to come off at this point, maybe for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to get
somebody else in the midfield.
Well, we'll find out, Johnny. Like I was saying, we'll find out if Williamson really is in the doghouse, because right now he's the guy to come in the midfield. I'm surprised we haven't seen Vargas. I do think Vargas could be someone who subs Vargas in for Ajamong and then move Tokwamati to striker and Vargas out to right wing, something like that. Oh, nice play, Jaquil. Dude, this kid is nice. I like this guy, man. What we're witnessing right now on the live stream is me just falling in love with Jaquil Marshall-Ruddy as a Charlotte FC player, and it's a beautiful thing because he's a very soft-spoken young lad, but he one of those kids that kind of was like brimming with confidence, but also humility, and
right.
He looks good out there, There we go, Pat. Referee. Would have loved to seen a penalty given there, but probably a little bit.
Maybe VAR will take a look at it. Probably not though.
Right. When has VAR ever?
But you'd like to see the replay for sure.
So he's being held, jersey held. I think that's a no pen, but Zawadzki, man, this freaking guy. I love shout out to Kiefer, who shouts out and says Chapman is a terrible ref. That's all well and good. I'm not criticizing you at all, Keith. You're my boy, but like one thing I refuse to ever do is learn any refs' names. I never want to know the ref's name. I know the guy that we had last week that there was all the beef with. Everyone was like, oh, so they were shouting. It's like I see whenever someone puts a ref's name, I just see like that black bar like redacted in like official documents or whatever. Just like it might as well be a spoiler alert redacted to me. I will not learn a ref's name ever, and I sort of know them by look.
Well, isn't it? It's like if you're a good referee, you don't want people to know your name. Like you want to just blend in.
Exactly. Yep.
Here we are. It's the 75th minute now, and this club's got a chance to pull one back. It feels like 3-2 right now is settled into a bit. To me, it feels like something has to happen in the next couple minutes here. Either way.
Yep. Patrick is sitting deeper and coming deeper to get the ball. It's pretty amazing to see what we're seeing Patrick Ajamong do right here. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I mean, France, he's incredible.
Damn. I
mean, Brand, Patrick is dominating the game, and this is why last week when Dean took Pat off, we were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, agreed.
It's the 75th minute, and we're still watching him dominate the game and doing the things that he's being asked to do.
Obviously, Chase. Oh, that's a tough angle. That's a tough angle. But do you think this is admission that Dean realized maybe he should have left Ajamong on longer last week against New England?
Yes, I think he realized, oh, wait, we can't take Pat off.
Right.
He's got to get that on frame, though. Yeah,
I'd like to see if he goes near post there with that curl on it, then it curls into the far side net.
Well, I don't even care if it's near post. I'm just saying on frame. Like, it's got to be on frame.
Well, yeah, because he went far post with it, but he was with a shot that curled away. I don't know. It's got to be on frame. You're right. Let's just put it that way. This is not good.
The game's opened up for sure, and when the game opens up like this, Danny, it's it opens up in a way where you can get a chance. A really nice save by Christian Kalina.
Yeah, I mean, Callie's had one of maybe his worst game of the season, and yet he's still come up with 2 like massive saves that almost no keeper could make. It's crazy. When they say like a keeper will keep you in the game, that doesn't mean that they're always going to. Sometimes they'll keep you in a game even when they give up 3 goals. You know, it's not. You don't need a clean sheet to win.
Speaking of keepers, Chief Keeper is calling out Patrick Schultz, how bad he's been tonight.
Yeah, Schulte with the disaster class of his own for sure. You'd have to say.
Look at this. You know, he's having a pretty bad match for sure.
Yeah, error led directly to a goal. Only 1 clearance of his own.
Yeah.
Not very effective. Not passing too well.
No high claims. But he tried to claim that one against.
Can you come out and get a damn high claim, Patrick? You son of a gun. Schultz is a guy
but that's the point of. Sorry, Danny. The point of bringing that up, and I'm taking Keith's comment seriously about the fact that like loft balls into the box right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why are like the tactical strategy right now has to be aerial balls into the box?
Right, make this kid work. He's not having a great game. Meanwhile, Columbus keeps running at Charlotte. They've weathered the storm that you talked about, Johnny. So we're now in this last 15, as Lad on Fire says, it's going to be a fun 15 because the game is opening up. I feel like there's certainly another goal in this match. It just feels like there's at least one more goal coming in this match. Neither side seems really content to sit on the ball and stand on the ball. So will Charlotte be the ones to get it? Well,
here's the thing, Dan. Columbus is going to be content to do that pretty soon. Right?
That's
like
true.
10 minutes
at a
from
certain
now.
point, Columbus will shut it down.
Yeah.
You're right. Very quickly here. It looks like a foul. Shout out to the Miami fans in the chat. Nick Smith says a Miami fan here looking for Charlotte to steal 2 points from Columbus. We'd be happy to oblige, Nick, because we want that point ourselves.
Are you a Miami fan living in Charlotte, or a Miami fan living in Miami, or a Messi fan?
Good question. These are all good questions. Yeah, for sure. If you're watching the show from Miami right now, we welcome you. We thank you. And tell your friends to like and subscribe to the channel for sure. I have some, I sometimes sit in with the boys on the Battered Herons Inner Miami podcast, and they're a fun group. So, all right, let's string some Okay, stringing some passes together. Oof.
How's Toplamati been since he's been on?
Yeah, what's his heat? What's the map looking like? I guess they don't have his heat map.
Yeah, I don't see a map yet.
They won't have it for subs for a little while.
He's not really doing much. He still has yet to make an accurate pass. He still hasn't made a pass.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's Marshall Ruddy's rating? Yeah, 6.7.
Well, there's the map for Ruddy. I mean,
dude,
he's
balling
that wide position.
Yeah. He's getting forward.
8 for 8, Danny. He's come on. He's made 8 passes. He's connected. He's into the game. Meanwhile, right. Toplamati hasn't found himself in the game yet.
And there's a new wave of subs. You can see Tiger Smalls and Kerwin Vargas standing next to Dean, getting ready to come on any minute here. So you got to figure that's going to be Bronico and Pat, maybe, or maybe Abada and Pat.
Abada?
Yeah, I think Tiger comes on for Abada. Vargas comes on for Abada, and Tiger comes on for Pat. That's what I would guess.
I just don't know why Patrick Ajimon can't play 90 minutes. Like I don't understand it. He's
kind of lumbering out there. He's kind of lumbering a little bit. I don't know, but the one thing they do have access to, obviously, is the biometric data that sometimes we don't know about. That will tell them when the guy's about to hit his wall.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, that's not the point I'm trying to make. I just. Oh no. Game over.
Oof. That was the goal.
Well, what was I? It was just going to come down to a long ball in the box. For some reason, Charlotte refused to do it, and Columbus decided to do it, and they get a goal from it.
That's what we said. We said it's all about we knew another goal was coming. We knew another goal was coming, but and it was about who was going to get it. Looks onside there, pretty well onside. Totally onside there. Ream just running behind a guy. It's not really his fault. I mean, everybody's getting forward. Ugh. Not great from Kalina, but
yeah, you'd like to maybe go claim that, but it was just a really nice pass, really nice finish. And look, there's Derek Jones receiving Russell Rowe. Okay, here we go. That goal takes Russell Rowe. Look at that front line. It was me on the pregame show that said Charlotte FC had the advantage at the forward position. Just so everybody knows, I was wrong. And the reason why I was wrong is because Russell Rowe, look at him here. He's got a goal. Let's take a look at his shot map. Only 2 shots. Super interesting.
In your defense, though, Johnny, Russell Rowe was not originally starting. It was Daniel Gazdag, and then Gazdag got hurt in warmups, and they switched to Rowe right at the last second. So
and him
and Rossi is just killing us, obviously.
Yeah, Rossi is.
Look at we also talked about the Columbus controlling things through their wingbacks. Both wingbacks have assists, Arfston and Farsi. We hate to see that. Just a comprehensive master class from Columbus.
Yeah, you can just see here on screen how and why it's 4-2.
Right.
Just take a look at these formations, these lineups, and you can just see Charlotte FC having issues on the back line, having issues in net. Nobody really firing at the forward position. Meanwhile, even though Columbus has been poor at the back, and that's why Charlotte's been in this game. And frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte scores a third goal. But Charlotte's been in the game because Columbus has been bad, but their forward play and their midfield play has been fantastic. Chambost owned the game, Danny, in that first half.
Oh, he's
for sure.
He
bossed it.
From Chambost, yeah.
He bossed it, and his forwards backed him up. And your forwards have confidence when there's a midfielder like that controlling the game. And Ashley Westwood tried to do it. Not a poor performance from Westy, but a lot of that in the defensive area there. Like you just see there's just not a lot happening going forward for Westy, but still I think a nice game for Ashley Westwood.
Yeah, I mean Westwood played well. He definitely set the tempo and the tone for Charlotte, but Chambost definitely owned the match. It's so frustrating to watch Columbus just rotate in these guys. I mean they had Aiden Morris, the last couple of years who did the similar things to what Chambost did tonight. They sell him and they just bring in Chambeau and he's killing it just on that same level. Columbus has this insane ability to get rid of like star players and replace them with guys who then go on to become stars. And it'd be nice to bring some of that home to Charlotte for sure. But he had a hell of a match tonight, and Darlington Nagbe keeps chugging along, obviously made things tough for Charlotte coming through the middle. Really, it was not even – I mean, Columbus's back line had some issues, but really it was Schulte. I mean, Schulte had the real, problems. I forget. And they obviously gave up the penalty, obviously, to Brandt. But, man, just super frustrating to score 2 and to never really be in it. You got.
Oh, they were in it twice.
Yeah, that's true. Saying they were never in it.
3 times total. 3 times total. I think they were in it. They were in it basically
end of the first half.
No, to start the match.
When
they pulled it back in the first half, and then at 3-2.
Yeah, Patrick should have scored also. I mean, it's tough to – you hate those early missed chances.
We never called out Nick Smith. He is a Miami fan living in South Florida.
Okay.
You gave the battered fan.
Great, Nick. Welcome. Thank you. Glad to have you, man. Thank you for sure.
Yeah, I think we're getting some really nice analysis in the chat right now, Danny. I just want to go to the chat, I think, because we're getting some really, really nice analysis here.
Yeah. Well, the Tifos always deliver.
And I can share the screen to kind of back up some of this stat too, where it's like 18 successful passes, 0 key, 1 cross, none on target.
Scored the penalty, but you obviously you got to score penalties. Oof.
Man, he literally has not crossed to the other side of the pitch once. Wilf.
Yeah. And he's again, it's not a bad game for Zaha. Obviously, he scored a goal, but it's a little bit of a ghost game. It's a little bit of a, didn't really make a huge impact out there. He was definitely better last week in the loss to New England than this one right here. But
he's got one shot, and it's the PK.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
It.
That's not good enough.
That's it. 87 minutes played. Obviously, the XG up there, that's a PK goal. Only one shot on target. Still hasn't been able to dribble by anybody in this match. He's tried 4 times. He couldn't make it happen.
Oh, man. It'd be so fun to just get one right here and make these last few minutes crazy. But
he's up to 19 passes now. 0 key passes, like you said, Justin. There it is. No crosses. Couldn't win anything on the ground. Lost possession 11 times. It just is what it is. I'm sharing the stats. I don't want Wilf to think I'm
no, you're just spitting facts, as they say, for sure. We're not piling on. You're just saying how it is. And now, Columbus bringing in their match killer subs just to sort of, end
this was it. I said right on the 88-minute mark is when you knew they were going to kill it off.
Yeah.
Wilf. This is all Wilf's information, and
expected assist 0.05 is pretty sad. Only 3 duels won, 7 lost. Stop chapping. We got to stop chapping at Wilf, but I mean, it's tough, Again, it's not Wilf's fault, but it's just this was a game where you go up against a contender, and what you said this in the pregame, John. In our pre-match,
we should just clip. We should clip this. We should clip this segment and just at Wilf on Snapchat.
Zaha this, Zaha that, as they say. But no, you said it, John.
What was I saying? What was I saying in the pregame?
You said when you have a heavyweight showdown, contender versus contender, a big match on the road, you need your best players to go win it for you. And you theorized about what it might look like for a match where Wilf Zaha went and just won that thing all by himself.
Right. And Patrick Godgman, I said him and Patrick both.
Yeah.
Step up and make it happen.
You can't necessarily be mad that it didn't happen, because that, expecting that is a big expectation. But to have a special season, to be the best, to be truly among the best in the league. And what does the live table look like now that it looks like this is for sure a loss? Like, I wonder, because we're rapidly slipping down it. And it's just like, you want to be the best in the league, you got to go win games, and you got to have your DPs delivered. You got to have your best players be their best. And a lot of people, Ashley Westwood, Dean Smith, Bradley White Phillips, plenty of people came to Wilfred Zaha's defense this week after the Snapchat post and the Zaha this, Zaha that. And he didn't really deliver. And now it's 5 minutes, You want to go get two goals in 5 minutes of stoppage time? What do you say?
I just want to make a quick point here, Danny, as we're looking at both Wilfred Zaha and Patrick Agyemang's heat maps, right? Like, I do think there's like one issue that's happening, and it's that they're kind of sharing similar areas.
Okay.
And you can see it there in the box for sure. Like, look where Zaha's heat map is in the box. Look where Patrick's is. In a very similar area. Like, Pat needs to like favor towards the right side more. That's why the idea of like Zaha playing wide, he's not doing anything. He doesn't make any crosses. Like, how does he not have one cross into the box to Agyemang? No, he wants to dribble in. So Pat unfortunately needs to kind of like get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something to follow for sure. I'm telling you, I've been watching this for the last 2 or 3 weeks where I haven't mentioned it on the show. This is the first time I'm talking about it, and I have a reason to. But I've been following the fact that I think Zaha's getting a little frustrated with Patrick taking up his space.
Yeah, I mean, it worked when it created the PK, right? I mean, that was a Wilf ball to Patrick to Brandt to draw the penalty, but it doesn't work. It's not working all the time. And I do think they have kind of a nice chemistry together. I think they work well together, but they've got to figure out a way to not be taking up the same space, like you said. Like that is not working for anybody. And again, you can't accuse Charlotte FC of a lack of urgency, but just something just isn't there. I mean, they're definitely giving it their all. They're definitely trying. I don't sense a lack of effort, lack of urgency or anything, but I just sense a lack of getting their shit together, like there's dangerous free kick here with a couple minutes left.
Good on you, man. I haven't been watching for the last like 5-6 minutes. I've been just
we're in
on
Westwood, Terry. Vargas wins a free kick right at the top of the box, about 22 yards out. Westwood looks like he wants. Oh, Kerwin's going to take it. He won it. Let him take it.
I've just been poking around on SofaScore. I haven't been watching at all,
dude. It's going to pit. A goal right here would probably piss me off more than it would fill me with joy.
I would take it if it was. I would take it if it was Vargas. If Vargas scores it, he can't do a backflip though. It's like
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, he didn't. No, yeah. Not to worry. We're gonna try to get this.
It's just a weird person to take that free kick, considering Ashley Westwood's strength. If it was 3-2 and it was Vargas instead of Westwood, man, that would have been a weird one.
Well, in theory, Pep Biel's coming back next week. We got to be on to Nashville. Obviously, we got to be on to NCFC on Tuesday. I'm going to be.
Yeah, because you wanted to see the standings, didn't you?
Yeah, let's see the live table just as we do get into some post-game stuff here. There's only about a minute left in the match, and Charlotte's not scoring 2 goals here, sadly, unfortunately. But we did what we could. We did what we could. Columbus now at the very top of the league, although Vancouver has the match in hand. Miami with the win tonight. All of a sudden, Charlotte, it's going to be back-to-back losses, right? For the first time all season.
Yeah, I mean, not an ideal spot to be, for sure. The good thing, Minnesota's now up equal on points. Portland's got a chance to surpass. New England only 3 points
Orlando
back.
and Nashville, we play them. That's our next 2 matches. If you lose those 2, all of a sudden they both jump you, and it's just one thing. You can tumble down the table really fast. It's a lot easier.
Well, what's crazy is New England.
Right.
Which, by the way, look at that. We've just game must have started or a draw. Vancouver just jumped up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, also the match is over.
That's the live. There you go, live table. Yeah, that is the final whistle. Wilfred Nancy is better than Wilfred Zaha. So there you go. Finish your drinks if you got them, because that was a we predicted. What did we say before the match? Like, this could be a tough watch. It was a tough watch. It definitely was a tough watch, but not for the reasons that we thought at first. There was actually a lot of goals, a lot of action, a lot of back and forth. You got open for a while, but it's really tough to see Charlotte just lose to mistakes. The Abada penalty remains inexplicable. The Kalina spilling of the shot for the first goal. The defense just kind of getting themselves caught out for both of the second half Columbus goals. I just feel like Columbus never really Their third goal that they scored was a pretty nice one by AZ Jackson. You can't discount that. Columbus didn't play bad, but I don't feel like they dominated. I just think Charlotte FC kind of get too many big mistakes there. Again, mistakes on the road lead to lost points. Kind of the tale of as old as time.
And that's the show. All right, Danny. That's the post-game show.
Yeah, no press conference. We'll do the press conference
Yeah.
looking thing after a win, not after
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah, I mean, although it might be good, it might be good after a lot. It's like it's going to be quick.
Hey, Turner. There'll be plenty of content on all our platforms tomorrow. Shorts, reels, talks, all of it. I'll send everything good.
Next time, what we'll do, Danny, is we'll have Chief, Kiefer, and Justin pop in, get them some guest links. Appreciate the Tifos hanging out during the show. During the game, so
we can get them on camera for sure. Might as well.
Yeah, we could definitely get you on to hear your thoughts during the game. That was fun. It was fun to hang out during the second half.
Yeah,
see how that played out. I think my favorite part of the live stream, Danny, was when they were down 2-0, and we were calling it a disaster class. And then
the vibe shift was so real for a minute,
and then we pulled one back, and we were like, "Wait a minute." The last thought from Kiefer here. Hopefully, Dean doesn't come out with the whole "well, I don't think we deserve to lose" shtick. It'll be interesting. I think he'll blame individual mistakes. I think he'll say the level was not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knows that the performance wasn't classy enough, and I think this is gonna. I think it starts unfortunately with the keeper. He's Christian Kalina is somebody that this club can lean on, and I thought he looked shaky tonight. And you can blame him because he got hit in the face with the ball. Had a tough moment there, and looked like he could potentially be concussed. Had to be checked on the pitch. Yeah. But I thought it usually starts at the keeper position, and it was just a really bad goal that Kalina let up on the road, and the vibe from there was tough. Brant Bronico made it happen. Shout out to him. You said he was going to be really important tonight, Danny. That's another part of the live stream that I really like. That you called out. You called out before this match started that Brant was going to be really important tonight, and he was. I mean, what does that say about this club that we're 4 years into this project and it's still Brant Bronico who is one of the most important players on the pitch?
We'd be screwed without him.
I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah, we'd be screwed without him for sure. I want to know about those nights out that Westy was alluding to. I didn't know Brant and Westwood were getting after it out on the town on the nights out. That was one of the most revealing things I learned tonight for sure. So, Charlotte FC, time to regroup. It doesn't get any easier. On to Nashville, on to Orlando, Chicago coming to town. Got Philadelphia coming up soon. Got Columbus coming to Charlotte in 21 days. So it doesn't get any easier.
No, it doesn't. And
Open Cup. I'm not going to Cary. I'm not going out to Cary for the match, but I am going to go to Monday Night Brewing, where a friend of the show, Anna Whitty, and Willie P are hosting a watch party. I'm gonna go to Monday night on a Tuesday night. I don't know if any of the Tifos want to join. That's where I'm going to.
Nice. So. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, the Charlotte FC's Open Cup run will start this week. Jonathan Van Gelder checking back in. Well, Ben, appreciate you hanging out for the duration of the stream. Diani wasn't that bad, by the way, Jonathan. He was okay. Wasn't horrible. I think he was on the list of issues tonight. Diani definitely fell on the list, but go check out his statistics. We highlighted them around halftime. They're actually pretty solid.
He didn't pass the eye test, but he actually did look good on the stat sheet. So say what you will.
It's Charlotte Soccer Show. It's a loss. We'll see what happens coming up this week. Two matches to come. We're ramping up our coverage, as you can tell. 2 matches to come for the next, basically 2 matches a week for the next 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Buckle up. Let's. It's time to go on the Wilfred Zaha ride. Follow our channels. Thanks for watching the stream with us tonight, Danny. I'll see you soon. Cheers.